completely straight up real and honest with you. We are here to rank the My Hero villains, manga spoilers and everything. So if you don't want spoilers, like, I don't know what to tell you. Click off this video right here and right now. We talking about the manga all the way up. I ain't waiting for the anime. I'm sorry, I'm a manga reader. And also, I'm gonna be completely straight up real with you. Y'all see that bottom tier? It's not why do exist. It's literally who. Because I do not remember most of these villains, so y'all know who's getting put there. Who? Nah, you ain't going to mail. You know who you are. Who? Like, I recognize some of these. Like, I know this guy's from the movie. I know that guy's from he's the Nomu from the training camp arc. Can't even tell who that guy is. She has a really cool character design, so she's going at the top of who. Nope. I think you're also from the movie? That's the thing. Like, there are a whole ton of just who villains here. Like, I understand everyone has their favorite, and I can never tell you who to like, who to not like. But me, I'm here to be honest with y'all. A lot of these villains are literally who? Like, who are you? I'm asking the legitimate question. I remember you. I think you're from Overhaul's gang. I know that, but you're still just a who. Like, that's the thing. There's so many who's in this one. Like, and I understand this is like every single villain that ever appeared in the manga, and I give Horikoshi big credit for like giving all these villains names and stuff like that. All that's cool, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna remember all of them. Like, not. And as I'm doing this, I'll tell you something that I personally believe. I do believe, to be honest with you, that for the most part, the villains that actually have like time and effort invested into them. Darn, the who tier is literally so big. Oh well, it's gonna keep getting bigger. But yeah, like all the villains that had some time and thought and all that good stuff invested into them, they're like half decent. But a majority of them kind of whack. If I'm being real and honest with you, a majority of these villains are pretty whack. I don't. That's the thing. I'll leave you there because I recognize you. Like, look at how many villains are here. And once again, this is not even a pot shot at Horikoshi. Aren't these two the same character? No. I remember those two are different characters. Once again, who? I know I didn't see the first movie, so if like I'm missing some fire villains from the first movie, which honestly I doubt it. I think 9 was cool, but I don't even think that he's really a fire villain. I think that's it. Like, that's all the villains I can recognize, and if not name drop, I remember what they did. They all had a purpose. So let's hop into it. I'm gonna be completely straight up and direct. I think La Brava is okay. Actually, no. I'll put La Brava in great. I will put Gentle in perfection. Because honestly, I'll be real with you, I think La Brava's dynamic with Gentle is great, being the only fan. But the reason I like... Why did I say that? I was about to make a joke off that, but I think I stopped myself. Gentle's great. I think he's perfection. Honestly, I think he's like... Here's the thing. I'm going to put Shigaraki right beneath Gentle. You may be like, whoa, what? Shigaraki? That's insane, bro. And I'll get to it. But the reason I like Gentle so much, he's a perfect creation of the society that My Hero is. He was shamed for having a quirk. He was shamed for having a dream. And he was thrown away by the world because he didn't have a power that everyone considered usable or certifiable or blah blah blah. And the one time he did use his power to try and save someone, they ended up getting hurt, and then society completely destroyed him then. And that's really, really sad. And the fact that he has to fight Deku was really, really good, because honestly, Deku would have been him. And I like villains that like reflect well off the main character, like in some way, shape, or form. Like, they don't even really have to interact. Like, the main villain of the arc, if they reflect off the main character in a good way, then they automatically shoot up there. That's why I put villains like Meruem, I put villains like Frieza, I put villains that like do good reflection off the main character, whether it be of the entire story or of the arc. Whenever they reflect something good about the world that the story set in and the main character, that's when they're doing good. But if I'm being real with you, the reason La Brava isn't great is just because she doesn't have the same impact as Gentle. She was also an outcast, but that's not so much because of the society, it's just because of who she was as an individual, which is still fine, but I like Gentle more because he ties directly into the world itself. The reason Shigaraki isn't as high is because I feel like Shigaraki was too late. Like, He's probably gonna shoot up higher than gentle soon, based on what I'm reading in the manga, and based off of all the stuff about this fight with the heroes being as chrysalis and stuff like that. I'm seeing all the stuff and speculation about that. That's all cool, but he started off too boring. At least for me, that's the thing. Even with his quirk, which I think was fantastic, I think he has a fantastic design. He himself was so boring, and I think Stain and Overhaul brought it out, like why I personally can't put Shigaraki at number 1. Bro, you literally have no plan except for starting chaos and like destroying the hero world. And now that we have backstory and stuff to support why he wants to do that, that's fine, but that took way too long. He's the main villain of the story, and we got nothing of why he was the main villain of the story until like, what, halfway through the manga? Like maybe even like 5/8, maybe 3/4 through the manga. Like, it's okay, but I don't know. But everything else about Shigaraki is great. His design's fantastic. His quirk is fantastic. I find a few issues with his quirk evolution happening so quickly, but you know what? Repressed memories, you know, it's whatever. You can make whatever excuse you want. It's one of the better excuses I'll admit that Horikoshi comes up with for a quirk not being that powerful, me getting way more powerful. Him becoming All for One 2.0. I mean, he was meant to be that, but I was hoping for more of a dynamic between him and All for One, kind of like the dynamic that Midoriya has with the previous one for all users, where like the powers would occasionally take over him, but no, Shigaraki just immediately destroyed the All for One lurking in his conscience, and that's kind of sad. I was hoping for more of that, because honestly, one of my favorite scenes in the entire manga is when Shigaraki goes, "I'm gonna get you back, brother," and like he pauses, is like, "Wait a minute," and then Midoriya pauses, and he's like, "Wait a minute," and then like everyone pauses, and they're like, "Wait a minute," because I like that. It provides an interesting connection between Shigaraki and Midoriya that I honestly think they didn't have, like, ever. Being completely serious and direct, I don't think they had any direct connection to one another, like, as main character and main antagonist, until that point. Because Shigaraki he went to Midoriya for one thing, and that was it. And that was, like, chapters and chapters and chapters. That was before the training camp arc. That's the only real interaction we got between these two. Our main villain and main hero, the only interaction we're getting now is here, like 280 chapters in. And once again, it's not a bad thing, but like, it's not something I can praise. That's it. But everything else about Shigaraki is perfection too. That's why he's all the way up there. Overhaul, he's also up there. And I know you may be like, whoa, didn't you hate the end of the Overhaul arc? And I have to say it straight up, yes. But everything until the end of the Overhaul arc, Overhaul was fire. Everything from his design, though his design looks really, really bad in the anime. I'm not gonna lie to you. I only watch the anime for like the brilliant animation and certain fight scenes. I don't really watch the anime itself. Like I said, I read the manga preferably. But what they did to Overhaul in the anime, look at that picture of him. Look at this picture of him right here. He's so ugly. Like, come on now. I don't know what they did to anime Overhaul. Yeah, overall, I think Overhaul's just really, really good. I think he has a good design. I think he has a great quirk. I think he has a fantastic introduction. All that, really, really good. Overhaul's pretty perfect. It's just that his ending is whack, which is why he's low in the perfection. That's crazy to say. All for One, I'm putting him in okay because he's boring, and that's really it. Like, he has the most interesting quirk because it allows for so much possibility, and I like that a lot. But what he lacks is like, despite being so powerful, he's the overlord, the former leader of the hero underworld or the underworld society or whatever. He has no presence. Like, I know he slapped a whole bunch of pro heroes, but the moment he showed up, it was destined that he was going to lose to All Might. We had no time with him. He had slight build-up when he was talking to Shigaraki in the past, but that's it. And it's okay. That's why he's in okay. Like, there's so much wasted potential for All for One as a villain, and maybe when we get some backstory, maybe when we get more than the story just being told to us how he came to be the leader of the underworld, we actually see All for One as a character, then I'll give it to him. But what we have him for is just a piece of backstory. That's not very cool. I don't know. It's not something that I personally can praise that much. That's why he's in okay. Compress, he's also okay. Once again, he's very performance flair, but he doesn't have much character outside that. I don't know. I don't have much to say about Compress. I think his design's okay. I think his work is interesting, albeit I'll say that. But other than that, I just don't have much to say about Compress. This doctor guy, I really don't like his personality. That's really it. Like, his design is interesting. I like his quirk Life Force. He can live twice as long, but other than that, yeah, bit whack. And he also is the foundation for one of the things that I despise the most about the series, and how it wants to have its cake and eat it too with the quirk power system, but I'm not about to get into that here. That's gonna take forever. Redestro, I feel like he had potential, but he got slapped by Shigaraki way too quickly. Like, it felt like we got introduced to him, we had Stress, his really cool ability, he looks like the Joker, he has a, and just looking like the Joker, he has a really solid design, except he's got a pointy nose, so yeah, but even then, some iteration of Joker had a pointy nose. I think his ideas are interesting, but he got pushed to the side way too quickly, at least in my mind. But that's the thing with my hero. It's very, very snappy, and it works in its favor sometimes, but more often than not, it leads to all these who's, all these undeveloped villains, all this stuff that really just isn't interesting. When the series slows down and takes its time, or just shows us things rather than just telling it to us, like with Gento's backstory, with Shigaraki's backstory, with Overhaul. I mean, Overhaul's backstory was pretty much told to us, but still, I think Overhaul had a good amount of time to actually develop into an understandable villain that we could see the course of development through. But a whole ton of these villains kind of just show up to be roadblocks. Speaking of roadblocks, also Gigantomachia. I know we just got like revelation that he was the one that like Ashido scared off in the past or something like that. I don't care. He's whack. No personality, just wants to serve Overhaul. No, just wants to serve Shigaraki and all for one. That's really it. Don't really care. He's a big monster guy to be an obstacle. That's it. He's whack. Ginro, I think it was. Am I thinking of the Dr. Stone character? I have no idea. I think he's okay. Is he dead? I think he's dead. That's the thing. Like, I don't even remember if he's dead. I just remember he was in very bad condition when Twice saved him from Redestro. But that's really it. I don't know much about him. He's loyal, but he snitched, so he's not that loyal. But that's really it. Hojo, I think his name was. Meh. He was once again just an obstacle. Another obstacle, but I like his quirk. And where's the last one? Tabe, you're going at the bottom of who? Yeah, that's right. I really don't like Tabe. I remember his name though, so that's something. Multiplier guy. Once again, just the series goes so quickly that I remember none of these villains, except for the ones that were actually like main arc big bads. Other than that, I just don't remember them that much. Also, just another obstacle. I thought we were gonna get more from him. Like, we saw him recently in another chapter against Cementos, but other than that, he hasn't done anything. I think he has a name, but I don't remember it. He's whack. Who is the... I can't even tell who this is. I thought I could recognize. I'm staring at this super hard right now, bro. Who is that? Oh, that's the drunk. Okay, yeah, you go with the bomber, Matt, too. Once again, just a worthless roadblock. I literally rewrote the Overhaul arc, and I still couldn't figure out what to do with most of the 8 Expendables, because I would literally have to, except for Rappa, I would have to dig into each of their characters and assume things and try to make something. And I'll be real, I ain't that skilled of a writer, so I can't do all that, especially if I want to make an actual concise video. So I didn't even try. I use them in a different way. That's really it. High End. I think High End was perfect for his function in the story as a roadblock, like the wake-up call for the rest of the society. He was the perfect foe for Endeavor to kill, because it's kind of like his own succession of All Might. All Might killed a High End Nomu, so Endeavor has to kill an High End Nomu. Endeavor's rise to power. I think all that really, really good. That's why High End Nomu's a perfection. And also, I like people who like to fight. I don't know what you want from me. Like, Nomu wanted... High End wanted the hands. Hood wanted the hands, and he was really willing to give them to everyone, and I like that. So he's up in perfection. If I'm looking at, he's whack. I even like the drunk more than him, just because I just don't like what Horikoshi did with the Overhaul arc and all these villains and all the wasted time we did with all. If you have so many characters, bro, why include them if they literally just aren't gonna do anything? Man, the Overhaul arc has some issues. Let's see, who's next? Magne. Okay, felt like she was underutilized. I don't know. Like, she had 2 moments before she died. Like, she fought the Pussycats in the training camp arc. She danced around a little bit with everyone else during the Rescue Bakugo arc. Then she died. I mean, okay. I don't know what connection you really... I'm not even sure if Horikoshi wanted a connection, though. Because, like, Horikoshi will kill off characters, but I'll squint at it and be like, well, why that one? Because they didn't have enough time, or they just... a lot of Horikoshi's deaths don't hit. Like there are deaths in other anime and manga that like hit different. Like deaths in Naruto hit different. Like deaths in Seven Deadly Sins, when they last and matter, hit different. Deaths in heck, sometimes death in Dragon Ball hits different in comparison to My Hero Academia. And Dragon Ball literally has Dragon Balls, so I don't know how like none of Horikoshi's deaths ever really hit me that hard. And like I've literally started to purposely lower my guard to like actually get emotionally connected to characters, but they just never hit. They just never do. I think he's whack. Moonfish also, once again, a wasted potential. Like even Overhaul himself said, like Shigaraki, bro, you not only had that young boy Moonfish, but you also had young Moonfish and Muscular, the double M duo, and you just wasted both of them. That's kind of wild. And I feel like Muscular should have been more used. Both of them honestly should have been more used because they seem so powerful, but they instantly got pushed to the side because they're just roadblocks. And I don't like Muscular that much because he led to 1,000,000% one for all, and y'all know how much I don't like that. I understand it more now, and I'll respect it more now. It still don't mean I have to like it. Now, moving on, let's take a quick look at Rappa. Now, I think Rappa's great because Rappa the Rapper. And once again, he's a smoke demon. Like, y'all know I just like smoke demons. If they want to run fades, I want to run with them. Like, I want to see it. And I enjoy that a lot. I feel like he brought really good character stuff out of Kirishima. I thought he brought really good character stuff out of Fat Gum. And I like how he didn't even like his own partner. Just like I did. Rappa was a real one. He was straight up honest. And his background as a cage fighter, interesting. We got to see it. The whole reason he works under Overhaul is because he wants to run Overhaul's fade one day. It's fantastic. He's basically like the Hisoka of My Hero Academia, where the only reason he even joined the organization was because he wanted a fade with the leader of the organization. And I like that. That's always really cool. I always enjoy those types of characters. I think Rappa brought good stuff out of other characters, but he's still lesser than Redestro because main villain of an arc, and I think Redestro has more interesting character conflict. Less than Labrava, once again, more interesting character conflict. Ugly, you go down there too. Actually, I think you're okay. Mainly because Shin had a half-decently interesting backstory. And not interesting backstory, but interesting character in regards to Overhaul and what he wanted to do with Overhaul. All that stuff. He seemed interesting enough. Mustard, he's okay. He's just another roadblock. I feel like he had an interesting background potential as, like, a lot of people were theorizing he was Midnight's kid or something because they have very similar quirks, but he was like a lesser or failed version of Midnight's kid because he needs to wear a gas mask, which is his own quirk, and he carries around a gun. I think that's funny. I don't know. It like, subconsciously, like whenever you're in a story that has like heroes and villains in it, you're always waiting for someone to pull up their piece. Like you never expect them to do it because obviously if guns were in the world, like come on now, why doesn't every single person who doesn't have, why doesn't Aizawa have a gun? Oh, because it would break the series. Why do not every one of these characters that doesn't have like a specific range quirk, why doesn't Compress have a gun? Like all these characters that should have guns, and they gave it to Mustard. And I'm just like, oh, I mean, okay. That's why he's okay, and I think I'll put him above there just because of that. Moving on to Nomu. I think Nomu's okay. Once again, mainly because he brought something out of All Might, which was interesting. And I know you're gonna be like, well, All Might just hit the Nomu harder, so why do you like that? And I gotta respond with, I don't really know. I just thought it was fun. I'll be real. I don't have a like valid reason. I still don't like it that much. I don't like what the solution. It was literally like the definition of just hit him more was Nomu versus All Might, and I like it because of the animation and what the fight looked like. But the moment I think about it, I'm like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But I'm in My Hero Academia. I have to get used to it. And like, the moment I can fully shut my brain down for My Hero Academia, I feel like my enjoyment for the series will spike up way more. And like, I already like the series a lot because of a lot of its characters, like the Shigarakis, you know, your Overhauls, your Gentles, the world itself. But I feel like I have a roadblock in my head that's just like, don't do it. Don't do it. Not right now. Don't do it, bro. And I keep just tearing the series apart. But I'm gonna someday the roadblock's gonna leave. It's gonna leave. Why did I leave you? Why did I leave you so, like, I mean, it's the whole reason Midoriya got one for all. Ha 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 ha. Man, I want to put you at the bottom of food for that, but you're not as bad as Tabe. Let's see. I guess I gotta address Stain. I guess I will address Stain. Actually, no, he's not my number one, but he is my number two. Mainly because he's the one who took the balloon that was society and poked a massive hole in it. Like, really? So y'all heroes in it for the money. And like, we have a direct example of that with Uraraka. He's like, y'all heroes ain't really real heroes. And honestly, I'm gonna run y'all fade. And Stain was one of the realest people in the entire My Hero verse. Because he can't reform you with a touch. He can't regenerate and like fly and all that stuff. He can't bounce off the air. He can't disintegrate you with a touch or just being in the general vicinity. Now, y'all, I have so many issues with quirks. But he can't become the Hulk basically with stretch. He doesn't have super fast fists. He just has his hands. And of course, like a few swords here and there, but he runs fates, and that's all he does. And of course, he cuts you and like paralyzes you and kills you, but still, that's really, really impressive. I think he has one of the most interesting fighting styles in all of My Hero Academia, which is full of many, many diverse types of characters with different abilities, but they all kind of, being real, they all kind of fight the same, especially when their quirks are shut down, like in the recent chapter with Shigaraki. But yeah, I still think Stain's a real one. I also think it was kind of wasted because he's just sitting in the underworld. I forget what they call it. I think, is it called Underworld? No, Tartarus. He's just chilling in Tartarus with All for One, and like a lot of people are waiting for a Prison Break arc. And not gonna lie, so am I, because I'm like, that's such an interesting villain. Why'd you give him like 3 chapters? I know he appears in My Hero Vigilante as Stendhal. Like that's his backstory. And I'll admit, I only stopped reading Vigilante because I couldn't find it anymore. Little did I know, it just kept going. I thought it had stopped or something like that. But it kept going, and I need to get caught up on that. But still, do I have, like, crucial story information hidden in an external source? Like, there's gonna be something in Vigilante that's, like, super important to the story, I'm telling you. And it's just gonna get randomly dropped in the middle of the actual plot. And then everyone, if I ever point out a problem with the actual plot, is gonna be like, if you read Vigilante, and I'm gonna be like, you know what, you're absolutely right. But I still don't feel like I should have had to go there and do that. And that's the thing, I love reading external material, but if someone who couldn't, or like doesn't have access to that external material, say you're just a pure anime watcher, there is no Vigilante anime. You cannot expect people to go, anime fans specifically, manga fans, we're crazy. We'll go read some side material, it's what we do. But anime fans, I'm not exactly sure how they're supposed to get introduced to concepts or backstories and stuff like that. I hear a lot of important stuff goes on Vigilante. Still haven't caught up on it just because I haven't really been in the mood to read it. But that's a completely different rant. Why am I going there? Twice. Now, I know Twice is a lot of people's favorite villain. I think he's boring. No, I'm kidding. He's not boring. He's just not my... I can't even say not my type of character, because his quirk is interesting. I don't like his design because it's just Deadpool. Like the character. Character design is... I like him without the mask off. I like the split down his head. Like I said, spoilers, Twice dies, and once again, that death didn't really hit. Like, Twice just got his full power back. Why kill him off immediately? What was the point? I don't get it. That's what I ask a lot when I'm talking about My Hero Academia. What was the point? Why was this the solution? Why did we leap to this? That's really it. And honestly, Twice isn't a good product of the society. He was a product of himself, and while his character conflict's interesting, it lasts forever, only to end with his death unceremoniously. Like, I don't know, I still think he's great, but... They'll put Spinner at the bottom of perfection. And we'd be like, what? And I also have to be like, what? As I think about it, but once again, he's a fantastic product of the society. He's a monster. And that's what he looks like, unless he was treated like one. And just like every other monstrous-looking person in My Hero Academia, because you gotta remember, all these people, all these like misshapen, inhumane-looking people are just people at the end of the day. They're human beings. They were just born with a mutation that they couldn't control, and due to that, society destroyed them and outcasted them. And I'll be real, I like that part of My Hero Academia the most. It has one of the best developed societies that I've ever seen. And to be fair, I may have not read that many manga or that many and watched that many anime, But still, it's a really solid society. The society is the best part of My Hero Academia. I like how Splinter's a product of that, and I like how, despite being like a side character in the League of Villains, which is really just full of side characters, I still think he stands out a lot, mainly because of his design and his loyalty to State and all that good stuff. I think he's really, really good. Toga. Definition of what? Like, for y'all people who like Toga, I'm glad. It couldn't be me. For y'all people who are okay with Toga's sudden quirk development that just wasn't addressed, perfectly fine by me. Enjoy that. I'll be real with you. I want to put Toga down in meh. But now I'm kidding. I don't actually want to put her down there. I'll put her in great. Backstory, okay enough. Once again, outcast of society, but like she's legitimately a danger. Like, I can't say Spinner was a danger. He wasn't. I can't say, I mean, Twice may have been, but like, in terms of like, oh no, we should just accept her for who she is. She kills things and drinks the blood out of them. She drinks the blood out of people to transform into. That's not something that can really be accepted on the down low. Like, I can't sit next to you knowing that at a random point you would feel like stabbing me and drinking my blood so you could then transform into me. I'll be real. I wouldn't be comfortable with Twice's quirk either. I would probably never use it on myself because I do not want another me running around. Which is why I'd have to fist fight Toga the moment you try to take my blood. Like, as simple as that. Yeah, but I don't know. Toga's character is weird. Her quirk evolution, where she suddenly can use the quirks of other people that she transforms into. Wow. At least Shigaraki had an excuse. And, like, for the excuse that, oh, quirks are evolving and getting stronger. I'm just gonna hop down quirks' throats in like a whole nother video. That's gonna be the next failure video, or maybe not the next, because I actually have some failures I want to talk about in certain stories. But in terms of like failures of My Hero Academia, the quirk system. We gonna talk about that. Kurogiri, okay. He was apparently someone that, once again, vigilante. This is one of my main points about vigilante. I would probably care that Kurogiri was One Saizawa and President Mike's friend if I had read Vigilante or something like that, because I know he's in there as like a person in the past. But I don't care right now because I have no idea who Kurogiri was, and I'm up until this point not really gonna care. And he's been dropped out of the story again. Like, that was a massive part of the story, only to pop, drop it right off the map, and now we're in the war arc. Wow, that's crazy. War arc. Haven't said war arc since since 7 Deadly Sins and the Holy War. But like, I think back whenever I hear war arc, I always think back to Naruto. That's weird to think about. But yeah, I don't know. Kurogiri's okay. I think his quirk is cool. I think his design is alright. I like people in suits, and he can teleport, and I like teleportation. Dobby. Alright. Horikoshi, you need to stop playing these games, bro. You need to stop having Dobby say people's full names all ominously like that. You need to stop holding out on us. Like, everyone and their mother has predicted he's a Todoroki. Everyone and their mothers' grandsons have predicted that they're Todoroki, that he's a Todoroki. If he isn't, props to you. That's a whole ton of wasted points and wasted time. If he is, props to you. That's a whole lot of points and a whole lot of wasted time. But I don't know, just hurry up and do something with Dobby. Dobby carrying on the ideals of Stain is okay, but it's whack. I need to stop saying whack. Like, I think Dobby's boring. If I'm being real with you, I like his design. I think the burned skin he's got going on is fantastic. The piercings, he has a fantastic base design. But his character, and honestly his quirk, is kind of just boring. I still think he's great because he adds an element of mystery, because he always has those moments where he's like, Tamaki Keijo, where he reveals who Hawks is, where he says, actually no, does he say Enji Todoroki? Because they cut that part out of the anime, so I haven't read that arc in a minute. Does he say Enji Todoroki? No, I think he just says Endeavor when he's getting saved from Endeavor at the end of that arc when Maruko comes in. Todoroki showed out. Like, he always adds that element of mystery where he seems to know a whole lot more than he's letting on. I don't think we're ever gonna go anywhere with that because we're in Shigaraki time right now, and since we finished all the villains, I'm gonna say it right here, right now, once again, and I'm gonna keep vying for it till it happens or doesn't happen. We need a time skip. Hurry up and give us a time skip. I need something. Let Shigaraki win already. Quit stalling. I'm checking my watch every single day. Hurry up. There we go. That's my like villains tier list. I'm ranking them just because I feel like this is a nice time to do it. Because we're in a really, I think we're in a spot in the manga where no more new villains are gonna get introduced for a while, because we're in the middle of Shigaraki time, and I can't even say I doubt we're just gonna hop to something completely different, because we were on Kurogiri time, but now we're on Shigaraki time. But who knows? Right now, I think this is a good time to rank them. This is my honest. I do say top 3 are Gentle, Stain, Shigaraki, all because they tie really well into the society of the world, and yeah, that's basically what all the perfection people get. Like, if you tie into the society of My Hero Academia, you get put up there. The rest, they're the rest. There are a whole ton of roadblocks, and I typically don't like roadblocks without personality or something memorable. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. That's actually like legitimately insane. I didn't think I'd actually make it here ever. Being complete and straight up, but please, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep growing our community. Let's grow more. Let's have more conversation. Let's have a whole lot more fun. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.